Once again, welcome to Living in the 21st Century. Join me once more is Vasil Shevchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. Brother Vasil, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for invitation.
You're welcome. You know, we have, over the past 24 hours, we had a summit with Putin and President Trump, and I think it was early this morning there was a conversation between Zelensky and Trump. I'm more sure that's how it is, and they're preparing on Monday to have a peace treaty signed between Ukraine and Russia. With that being said, would this mean that Ukraine is going to give up some of their land, their territory, like Crimea and Donbass region, to Russia?
To be honest, I don't know how United States President is going to implement this idea, because you know that previous president tried to communicate with Russians from the very beginnings to stop offensive, and then he tried to communicate with them, but it had no any effects. And Donald Trump, who promised to establish peace in Ukraine, haven't made it yet, and I'm not sure that he will be able, because you know that Russia's leader doesn't depend on elections. And his interest and his idea to be a world famous person. And since Russia's invasion, he was limited in communication, and Russia's economy was weakening, and Russia's opportunities to influence were focused only autocratic countries. And now I think that United States President idea was based at the wrong information from Russia's side. You know that his special envoy visited Russia Federation, and he couldn't understand which territory will be exchanged for Ukrainian territory. Well, and then it appeared that this idea is based on exchanging Ukraine's territory for Ukraine's territory. It's awful, because it has own name. Its occupation, and Witkov listened them, and I think that he was focused on promises for business relations with the Russia Federation, and doesn't know Ukraine's history and doesn't know Ukraine's opportunity to defend territory and opportunities and willing to change something. Because you know, if Russia haven't managed to capture Ukraine's territory by military forces, they have tried to do it 3.5 years, and why he decided that Ukrainians will be ready to retreat our forces.
Well, I want to ask this question though, Vasil, because there are two things going on here. Now, it's against the Ukrainian constitution to have any land swapping between them and Russia to start with. Secondly, the people, they're not going to just sit back and give up their land. Ukrainians are not going to give up their land. After so much blood had been shed for it, that's a serious price. Secondly, the only way this deal seems is going to happen is if there's some form of swapping the land. Now, with that being said again, swapping the land gives Putin the upper hand that he win. Twice, not one way, twice that he get the land that he want, Donbass and Crimea, but then he can set up his base on that same land, which is the Ukrainians' land, and eventually, in the next few years, he starts up a war on the Ukrainians' land and overthrow the Ukrainian government. First step of trying to restore the USSR. What do you have to say about that?
I don't think that they are focused on any idea instead of capturing Ukraine to take under control industry, under control Ukraine's army and Ukraine's technology, because they are going to become more powerful and more technological country. And they launched this campaign just to demonstrate that they are coming back to become Russia's empire, new Soviet Union, something else. And these elements, swapping, discussions, and means nothing for them. They are interested in spreading interest. They know that that Russians will not resist it. They will go to fight if they order it, because they have no rights. They will go to send to die to Ukraine, and they count for money for killed in Ukraine soldiers. And Russia Federation is holding full control about domestic media. It means that our opinions are different, because you know that Russia's leader, when he visited Alaska, he was surprised that journalists could ask questions without permission. Without any order or permission to ask. And Russian journalists are not ready to work this way. They are following the idea, recommendation, etc., because it's not media, it's propaganda's news. And this news is most dangerous because very often this information is being spread around the globe, and people cannot understand how to react, because a lie is spreading faster than truth. And in this case, they has achieved results, because before, you know, that United States President wanted to impose sanctions for Russia Federation, and 2 days before these days, he decided to appoint unexpectedly meeting with Russia's leader at the United States territory, and you know that the criminal who have killed 100,000 people decided to visit because he needs to be part of developed world, and he wants to participate in world policy. And he wants to dictate what to do. And before, you know, maybe 1 day before, they scheduled to demonstrate that they have created a new type of missiles with nuclear engine. They tried to bully, but they decided to cancel it because maybe they agreed the type of relations. And they managed to, through his special envoy, it seems to me, managed to persuade United States President that they can meet without any agreement, because you know that before United States President had consultation with Ukraine's president and with European Union leaders, and they agreed that it's impossible to speak about anything without ceasefire. Yesterday, during this day and during the night, we have had many air alert raids, and 150 drones attacked Ukraine. And just imagine if this person is going to have ceasefire, can he launch long-range missile and long-range drones to kill civilians? to kill elderly, to kill children, to kill women, and we can name him killer. And this killer visited United States. His idea is to be forgiven and to demonstrate that he is strong. And here we can see that United States president tries to solve this moment, but his envoy persuaded him that United States, or maybe personally, he can have good business with Russia. It's wrong idea because Russia doesn't have good infrastructure for transporting rare materials, and because of it, they haven't built this new mining points, and they are looking for somebody who would be ready to get there, because it's quite expensive business, and you know that Russia is under 25,000 sanctions, and now Russia's export is about 3 billion to United States, only 3 billion. It's exports material to United States. And for example, India has 90 billion. And China is huge amount of money, and I'd say that this type of communication and this type of negotiations is focused on the idea to demonstrate that countries and governments who have established, who imposed for Russia Federation different type of sanctions are wrong. Because United States president is meeting with Russia's leader, and they have demonstrated it. And now he is interested in further negotiation. It means nothing for him. He will be bargaining about any points.
Absolutely, it paints a very bad picture there. Do you think there's going to be really some peace deal on Monday with Zelensky? Do you think he's going to go against the Ukrainians' opinion and swap land? What's your opinion on the European allies about this whole thing?
I think that this negotiation will continue, and I think that Ukraine's president will have conversation tomorrow with European leaders, and I think I know that they will visit United States presidents to discuss it. And there will be discussed the question concerning how to establish ceasefire. You know that as a result of this meeting, United States president was unsatisfied, because he didn't know that he have made serious steps against Russia's leaders, that he will do nothing in answer. And it means that Russia will continue using the United States official to become again membership in Grade 7. They want to be again Grade 8 country, and they want to cancel sanctions, and I think that they have asked many times to cancel sanctions for them, and they have asked about re-establishing flights to United States and back, because it's type of communication, and they have done nothing in forecast concerning ceasefire. And I think that this idea only pretext for him. And because of it, he thinks that it's weak point. And we spoke with you maybe half a year, and I commented that the only way to make Russia Federation to follow the idea to ceasefire and the peace agreement, it's only weaponizing Ukraine. Weakening Ukraine is not a good way for ceasefire and peace agreement.
Do you think you want this peace agreement because he's actually unable to continue to furnish this war that he started?
I think that his opinion about war in Ukraine is shifting because, for example, he can ask about negotiations. He can ask about ceasefire, and you know that Ukraine has had a lot of cases since when Russians were fighting against Ukraine from so-called independent republics. Ukraine had ceasefire and has had promises from Russia Federation. There was agreement, but they haven't followed it because it's for them it's only papers. They respect their only might. They don't respect when they have any papers. They will not pay attention. Now they, for example, just before our conversation, I saw that they are ready to discuss concerning limits long-range missile. For them, most important things, and it's to have discussion. For example, I know that United States officials and public opinion have made a serious step. They don't allow him to discuss any business cooperation. They don't allow them to discuss any opportunities to mine, for example, rare earth material at the occupied part of Ukraine, because it was discussed in public sphere. And I think that all these moments are interesting, but the only thing that Russia will not follow any recommendation. For Russia now, main idea to cancel sanctions and to become part of countries which are which belongs to great 8 countries, to have influence for world policy, to demand something else, changing, for example, bullying partners, or threatening the weapon, or using Ukraine. And all these moments will be points which will allow Russia Federation to go further they are interested in. And I think that this discussion must be focused on limits Russia Federation, because Russia's history confirms that they could stop war the only way, when they are limited in resources. Resources can be limited only by sanctions. They have manpower, and they will send to die to Ukraine newly drafted soldiers, and they have changed their economy, and they are ready to go further. And then they have partner China, which will encourage Russia Federation to go further. And because of it, without limiting Russia's resources, without using against them sanctions and weaponizing Ukraine, I am afraid that the goal will not be achieved.
And one thing that I'm concerned about too is that here over 1 million Russians would have lost their lives. They're having to rely on North Korea to get assistance and hiring the mercenaries and whoever they could to help fight in this war. Not only that, the sanctions is going against them. The economy is getting extremely weak. He's not so much a superpower anymore. I'm always asking you this question: where do he goes from here? Is North Korea going to continually give him the support he needs? When he ran out of his armor and all his weaponry, what he's going to turn to nuclear? How is this going to end? Because I still don't see on Monday any deal is going to get reached. Zelensky is walking a tightrope. He can't go against the Ukrainian people. They believe in him. They believe him to do the right thing. And what they are bargaining this peace treaty on is that there will be some giving up of the land. Now, I don't know what your opinion is. Crimea is gone. Donbass is disseminated. What do you think is going to happen on Monday? You got any opinions?
I'd like to say that now concerning North Korea. North Korea is Russia's partner and they are following China recommendation, I'm sure. And they are going to sell to Ukraine 600 soldiers, 6,000 soldiers and hundreds military vehicles. And
did you say sell to Ukraine or give to Ukraine?
North Korea, sorry.
Right.
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea, they're going to give or lend soldiers to Ukraine, or would they have to buy those soldiers?
They are not sending soldiers just for Russia's support. They are sending to have combat experience. And now they are drilling their soldiers. And this experience are being loaned by Chinese and North Korean troops. They are using new technology in waging war. 6,000 soldiers from North Korea. It's not dangerous for Ukraine's army, but it's dangerous for preparing further wave soldiers.
So China is also sending soldiers also, along with North Korea?
We had the fact, but I think that they are not working directly and they are interested in participating in this war by North Korean soldiers. And you know that Russia is able to build a military vehicle thanks China, because China is supplying military equipment or supplying illegally bought from the Western countries spare parts or electronic devices or elements. And I think that in this case they are together and they are working to encourage Russia Federation, but doesn't allow to develop Russia, just to hold. And China is interested in weakening Russia Federation, but is not interested in Russia's collapse. And the same things Western countries is interested in it. But Russia is interested in domination in the world. And Russia is looking for the opportunities to communicate with Western countries. And now this idea to meet in United States, it was great idea for their leader, who is a killer and whose person under criminal court warrant. And you know that to meet with this kind of person, it's not a good idea, because you know that United States society support Ukraine, and they were against his visit to Alaska. I saw many people who were on the street, in Alaska, and I was surprised that we have many our friends in Alaska and Americans on the Ukrainian side, is not on the Russia side, and the people, ordinary people in United States, understand who's wrong, who's criminal, and because of it, I think that the situation in communication will depend on public pressure in United States for United States president, because we can see that he reacts immediately for changing public opinion. It's only way to communicate with him. Because his advisor concerning Russia Federation is not a person who's able to support him, because this person is experienced in different spheres. He is not from international policy sphere. And because of it, I think that when Ukraine's president will visit United States with European partners, I'm sure that they will have opportunity to discuss this question. And I am sure that United States president will listen to our partners, will listen to European leaders, because you know that together we are against China, and to stop China is possible only when United States is united with European Union countries, with Europe, with Ukraine, and the only way to stop them. But in this case, I am afraid that can be bad outcome if they manage to separate Europe from United States. And because of it, I think that this idea must be discussed, and all these questions must be discussed in United States, and it have to be opened for media to listen public opinion. And I think that it will allow us to have a right idea for implementing ceasefire, peace agreement in Ukraine, and peace around the world. Because you know that when Ukraine could get under Russia's influence, it means that strongest army in Europe will get under Russia Federation. What will happen next, you can imagine. And because of it, yes, and then the war will come to Europe and will come to United States. But now we can stop it here in Ukraine, just recognizing Ukraine's army.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, Vasil, it really was a pleasure having you on. We're getting a lot of information surrounding the past 24 hours and Monday to come. We see what happened, and we'll keep in touch. Take good care.
Thank you.